going to share with you tips on how we overcome social anxiety. This is a normal phase when you transition from virtual learning to in-person learning. Tip number one, don't avoid the anxious feeling. I don't suppress my worries. And I also and I learned that from my son and all the books that I read, that you do not suppress your worry, because worry is normal. I just have to keep on reassuring myself that everything is a phase. This one shall pass, that I am loved. Always tell that to yourself if you feel worried. Or maybe use a mantra that will really encourage you, because being worried or being anxious is not something that we have to be afraid of. It will pass, because there are certain things that you really feel like, especially as women moms out there, we have this hormonal change. It's normal for us to worry, and do not overthink about it, right? However, we should acknowledge in that we should let it come to us and know the feeling and acknowledge the feeling. However, when you know that you have that feeling already, instead of soaking up and sitting down and feel like, oh, this is worry, you have to do a positive activity instead. So you acknowledge the worry, but do a positive activity such as walking, exercise, drink water, have adequate sleep if anxiety doesn't disrupt your sleep cycle. There are times that it does disrupt. That's why I take some pure rest from USANA. But if it does not really disrupt your rest, you just keep on drinking water, and also supplementing too with that gut health. If your gut health has some issues, then your anxiety is really, really high. Yeah, so take care of your gut health. And number two, gently teach your brain how to think. It is a response. You have some responses that the other people do not know about. But if you have it, you have to just gently teach how to think. Okay, ask yourself, is this the real situation? Can this situation happen 100%? Because from what I learned and my experience of having anxiety is something to do with our distorted mind, and it's our biases. If you are more likely to have biases on certain things, you have more possibility that you get irritated. So be cautious of your biases and negative thinking, because for some reason there will be situation or circumstances in our lives that it's hard for us to accept. The unforgiveness and grudges to the people around us will always be the hindrance regarding acceptance, and unacceptance leads to negative thinking. Then negative thinking leads to biases and irritability over certain things. Thus, the cycle goes on and on and on. All right, so we have to gently teach our brain how to think and be cautious with our biases. We do not have to give in with our biases. And number three, occasionally expose ourselves on the things that irritates us. Why is this important? Because if we try to always move away from the things that gives us anxiety, we are feeding our biases. Why? Because our mind will never had an opportunity to correct its own thought. Example, my son, he is so scared of public bathroom. If I will always move him away from public bathroom, he will never have an opportunity to correct his mind that it is okay to go inside it and it is needed at times. It's the same when we think about the person that we hate at work. If we will never try to befriend that person, we will never have the opportunity to discover how wonderful that person we hate at work, especially if that person is our supervisor. Mind you, if you keep on hating your supervisor or manager, you might not have a salary increase or promotion. So try to expose, okay? Try to expose yourself. Love your manager and your supervisor. Okay. And also, proper nutrition. If you have to do proper nutrition over your anxiety. So try USANA stress relief